Hey YouTube, it's MrLuBuFu. I'm here with more M13 Magic 2013 core set spoilers, however you want to call it. Got a few commons, uncommons. I kind of haven't been posting a video even though these have been spoiled more or less one at a time. I didn't want to, flood your guys' inboxes with like a 30-second video about a common that's in the new set. And at the end of this video, I'll offer you guys a little bit of a preview to an upcoming project I think you guys will like. You guys can take guesses down below in the comments. I'm certain some people already know what it is, but it seems like it's going to be a fun little project. But let's go ahead and jump into the spoilers. I figure that's why you're here. So first we have Veilborn Ghoul. By the way, that link is not a picture, unfortunately. It's 4 colors black for a zombie that cannot block, and whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, you return it from your graveyard to your hand. And it's a 4/1. So it's basically a very, very bad Bloodghast. 4/1 can't block. My guess is it's going to be a common in M13. They don't actually have the rarity, but I'm assuming it's going to be a common. If they're choosing to make this an uncommon slot, it's a little bit out of the ordinary, but they've had other things in the past. Personally, I mean, for Constructed, this is not very playable. For Limited, I also don't think it's very good. Typically, in these sort of formats, having creatures that can block is pretty useful, and a 4/1 is easily chumped with an early drop, so I really am a little bit hesitant on this card. I mean, it seems pretty cool to always Alpha Strike and then, get it back every now and then. If it was, whenever a swamp enters the battlefield, you return it from your graveyard to play, that would be so much better, but nothing too horrible. Another key thing to note about this card is, once again, Wizards continues to tease us by using the word swamp. It really makes it seem like they're going to use the Ravnica Shocklands. If they don't, and have something else with basic land types, I would also be okay with that. It seems pretty cool. We also have a few more commons, uncommons that are worth mentioning. Let's just go ahead and set these all up. We have a reprint of a couple of cards in Runeclaw Bear, which for those of you who don't know, when they say a bear, it's a 2/2 for 2. Simple and easy. But then, of course, we also have in red, we have a Goblin Piker. So for those of you who don't know what Goblin Piker is, you must not have played M12, but Goblin Piker's a goblin. It's a 2/1 for 2. Yeah, we'll see how important two toughness or 2 power creatures are in this format. M12 was incredibly fast, so Goblin Piker was a pretty reasonable play. So yeah. We also have Mindclaw Shaman, which is a card that I saw and I was like, oh, this seems like a fun little card. It's a 5-mana 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, the target opponent reveals his or her hand, and you may cast an instant or sorcery without paying its mana cost. I think it's pretty fun. Definitely, I would say it's quasi-playable in Limited and Standard, not so much. And in EDH, it kind of depends what sort of thing you're doing. Like, every now and then, a Mindclaw Shaman could see its way into an EDH deck. Be wary of that. I think it's a fun card. I think it's a good uncommon. Nothing, over the top, but nothing horrible. I like it. I think it's a great design. Next we have Gem of Becoming, and this has been a pretty controversial card. People are quite polarized on its effect. So it's a 3-cost artifact, and then it's 3 tap and you sacrifice it. You search your library for an island, a swamp, and a mountain. Reveal them and put them into your hand, and then you shuffle your library. Once again, we see the basic land types, so I really hope that something happens with the shocks or something like that, because otherwise, I will give kudos to whoever did this at Wizards. You get an A+ for teasing everyone on the Shocklands, and you deserve like a massive medal because it would be the greatest spoiler thing of all time. Anyway, as for Gem of Becoming, Standard not so much, just kind of obvious because it's not directly ramping you. You have to pump 6 mana into this before you do anything. It does guarantee you hit your land drops from then on, which is, not atrocious. And I can see it, I can see it if you're playing a very mana-intensive deck in a core set, which is typically pretty difficult. Generally, there's not enough fixing to go around to go 4 or 5 colors and do some sort of shenanigans, like with Innistrad block, for example. with Innistrad and Dark Ascension, 5-color spider spawning was a possibility. And I think it's fine. I think if you really are needing the fixing, it's not horrible. It's Island, Swamp, Mountain, so it's probably going to go around late in draft, and probably in sealed it's just a little bit too slow. And last, we have another reprint. We have the reprint of Disentomb. It's a black sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. I mean, it doesn't see standard play much, and by much I mean at all, but it's definitely a card that I like. I think it's a classic card that belongs in the core set, and for that I'm really, really happy that they reprinted it. Also, it has a fun little flavor text, referencing Nevin Real. For those of you who don't know, you've got Nev's disc, which is boom, everything goes away, which is pretty cool. But Disentomb, definitely, I'm happy that they reprinted it. Adds to the core set ideal. Yeah, I'm happy with it. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we'll have some Duels of Planeswalker 13 video. Oh, right! How could I forget? Anyone who wasn't paying attention and wasn't watching the length of the video gets to see a little preview. What's this? What's this? That's an Audacity file, and oh my goodness gracious, that's like 56 minutes, 58 minutes. What could possibly be that? Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe.